How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to be sharing with you an Ekko gameplay I had on Twitch. I did pretty well this game, so I wanted to share with you some of the things that I did and hope I can help you improve your jungling as well, maybe with Ekko, maybe just with any other character. But we're going for an invade here. We're looking around, we don't seem to find them, but you'll see what happens. We do end up picking up a kill, which is really nice for the start of this game, but obviously not a necessity. Most times invades typically don't work out, so you want to be careful here. But right here we see the Jinx, so we throw our W, and Leona gets to CC and Jinx CCs, and we end up picking up a first blood, no flashes, no sums used, and we just walk back to the blue buff. No reason to stay, just play it safe. Now on Ekko, I typically like to clear red side to blue side because you can have a faster clear that way, a faster full clear, which is what I like to do to hit that level 4. Considering Scuttle isn't as important, I think this is the best pathing to use since your clear is pretty good and you're pretty healthy, so you can pull off some ganks afterwards and you'll be a higher level. Ekko's 1v1 potential is pretty strong once you hit level 6. Early game, you do some damage. You can take on some other junglers, but not all. Champions like Yi, Warwick, Sejuani, Trundle, you're going to have quite a hard time with those bruiser types of champions. But there are some other champions like Kayn that you can easily take on. He's pretty weak early game. But for Ekko, you really just want to go for that full clear and not worry about invading. Making sure you're dragging the camps as far as possible. I'm sure you guys have heard that tip before. You want to make sure you get the most distance to the next camp to make your clear efficient as possible. Now, since we're pathing blue side to red side, we're going to get Raptors and then red, and we're going to look for Scuttle after that and leave Krugs, just because the other jungler could gank here. The Renekton is quite pushed in, so I'm keeping an eye on this. They might skip a camp or two just to go and pull that gank off. So you want to be aware of that and make sure you're making those adaptations when need be. So we're just going to take our red buff. There's no gank going on right now, but we will be going to Scuttle because, as you can see, the time now just hit 3 minutes, so we'll be just in time to get it. But again, season 12 Scuttle is not as important, especially the first one. They've dropped the XP by a lot. It's also a lot easier to take. For Ekko, you can definitely save that second smite for Scuttle so you can easily burst it and guarantee that you're going to get it. So you just want to smite EQ and make sure you hit your Q and your auto attack, and it'll set off your proc and you'll one-shot it. So here the Gwen is going for the Renekton, and I just decide to collapse with the Renekton. We go in, I missed a W, but it's okay, we get a nice shield, we E and kill the Gwen. Jax flashes to try to kill the Renekton, but we're staying on the Jax, and we end up getting an easy kill here to give us a double kill on top lane. Or we didn't get a double kill, but in total 2 kills, 0 kills for them, and we are now 1-0-2. We're going to check the jungle because she only has 12 farms, so I imagine she skipped a camp, but it wasn't blue or gromp. So her wolves were probably up, but we were just going to leave that alone because I see a potential gank mid lane here. So we're going to go in the bush. It is not warded, but I did not know that. We throw our W, but he ends up getting stunned. I have to flash over the wall because of Talon's jump, and we get our auto attack off. We end up missing our Q and not getting our proc, but the ignite was enough to finish him off. So here now we're going to look for bottom Scuttle as well. We see Gwen on it, but we know that we could probably kill her. So we end up smiting it and taking the Scuttle from her. And I realize at this point that the 1v1 isn't going too well, but my bot lane happens to be rotating and pinging me. So, you just want to sidestep her Q and wait for your teammates to rotate. And here it looks like Anivia rotates a little slow. I remember I was pinging her and I was quite frustrated about this, but you can't necessarily rely on your teammates. And we do end up getting the Talon. I don't know what he was doing there, but the Leona CC was enough to keep him there for Jhin to finish him off. So now at this point, we're 1-0-4. We have 17k gold. I definitely would recommend backing at this point, but that's not what we do. We are greedy, and we're going for this gank bot lane. It looks like Leona's getting the CC. We throw our W, and even if you don't land your W, you want to be making sure that you're getting in it, because it will give you a significant shield, especially late game. You will get a big shield. So even if you're not stunning someone with it, the shield it gives you will make sure to keep you alive. So we pick up a nice double kill there. We're now 2-0-5 with 2100 gold, and we're going to look for our Gromp. Just trying to farm and get kills as efficiently as possible. It's now 5 minutes and 47 seconds into the game, and we have successfully ganked every single lane. We got the double kill on top lane, we got the Talon mid lane twice actually, and then we just finished it up with a gank bot lane. So this is really perfect. We've impacted all parts of the map, which is what you want to be doing, especially early game, and especially when you have a champion like Gwen who excels early game. You don't want to be giving her any more than she already has. So this Talon ends up roaming a lot, and this can be a real issue if you're not warding and not paying attention to objectives. Because with the Talon roaming as much as he is, they could easily have picked up this objective if I wasn't paying attention, but luckily I rotated over. Gwen was too low, she had to back off, so Talon backed off, my team came and helped out, and we were able to secure the dragon. So here, again, 2500 gold. You can get the blue buff, but I would definitely recommend backing after this. I'm not sure if I do or not. I was pretty greedy this game and was just trying to snowball this lead as far as possible, which is why I should have backed. But again, this is from a Silver 2 game, so I'm still trying to learn. My highest rank was Gold 3, and I was maining Ekko. But it just so happened that this game I never backed, and I think I paid the price for it when I was trying to fight the Jax, and it did not go too well. Right there is where we ended up dying to Jax. We reset and bought our proto belt. We got a ward as well, and it looks like we're typing to this Jax because I had a bunch of gold sitting around. So we have Herald. We did get Herald in that time. I cut out a little bit of the clip just to make it go a little bit faster. And now we're going to go bot lane to get the Gwen. I think we're going to tower dive her here. We don't have our ult up, so this is a little bit risky. You don't really want to be tower diving without your ult, but she ends up just using her ability to get away, and no, see, we still go after her, and we ended up dying here because we don't have ult, and that was very, very greedy. As you can see my face, I was pretty shocked because I forgot I did not have ult. When it's early game, your ult does not have that quick of a cooldown, and even if you die and come back up, it is very tempting to go and just make a play immediately, but just because you died and came back doesn't mean your ult is up, obviously. So you want to be looking at your timers and don't get caught out like that, because it's a really easy way to throw a lead. We were 2-1-6, and now we're 2-2-6, and we were just giving free gold to that Gwen there and Jinx. Here we see Dragon up, so we go down here and we're signaling our team that we're doing it, and we're asking for help. The Anivia starts rotating, and Leona starts rotating over, but she notices that the Talon has already rotated from mid lane and is requesting help. Anivia goes to help, but Gwen is here, so Anivia doesn't really know what to do. She goes back and forth. I'm quite low. I'm getting pretty concerned at this point, but we still have our ult. We ended up smiting it and stealing it from the Gwen and ulting directly on top of her for the kill to get us full health for this next fight. Now, you could have probably saved your ult there, and then we could have went in for the tower dive here with our ult. Even though we would have been a little bit lower, it probably still would have been the safer bet. But Leona tanks the tower shots, we end up getting the kill no problem, and we just take one tower shot and we get away. Here, I don't know why I did that, but I was thinking I should probably take the Krugs, which you always want to be taking the enemy's jungle camps. Denying these camps is a big way to get ahead. We ended up saving the Leona there because we baited the Talon to not go into the bush, and then we just rolled back over the wall. We wanted to be taking scuttles whenever we see scuttles coming up. We want to be taking them, and as well as the enemy jungle camps, we want to be taking those. Whether it's Krugs, Raptors, red buff, you just want to be taking them away, because not only is that extra gold for you, it's less gold for the other jungler. We go for a 1v1 on Talon here, but he just jumps away, and we respect it, so we let him go. And it looks like he's running back, so obviously I'm gonna greed and try to follow him. We see the Gwen here trying to do her Raptors, and we quickly spring into action with an E and a Q, but we end up missing the Q and we don't hit our proc or slow, so she gets away, and we finish off the last couple raptors, and we end up leaving one, and we see a good opportunity bot lane to come from behind, or maybe even pull off a tower dive here. We do have our ult again, so that is key for pulling off tower dives. It's quite easy, but it looks like we back off here and we don't go for the tower dive. Instead, we're just going to go and farm, and we're going to let bot lane handle it by themselves. At this point, I actually turn around and say, well, the Jinx looks pretty low, so we'll go for the tower dive this time. And so Jhin finishes off his ult. I throw my W down, and like I said, even if you don't get the minute, you really want to get in it yourself to get that shield off. And there we just ulted to reset the tower. And then Leona took a shot, and then I took a shot. We ended up getting the double kill, and we are now 6-2-6. So everything is looking pretty good at the moment. We have 2,000 gold, and we're just going to farm the rest of our jungle camps. After we clear our camps, we see Jax pushing in on the Renekton, so we decide to go for him. We ended up Eing way too early, and then he just had his stun up, so I didn't want to go in for it. We end up still chasing him here. They do have their tower up, so this is quite risky, but he jumps on me, and I end up queuing. I E away from his stun, but he still gets me, and yeah, I chase after him a little bit more, but then I give up on it. I see Gwen coming from mid lane. She's quite low, so I think I can fight her here. I see her in mid bush, and we just kind of go back and forth. I throw my W out, and I see that Talon is jumping over the wall, and Gwen ends up stepping in my W, and Talon jumps over right on my W. I end up ulting back to get to the Talon, and I flash over the wall to kill him. That was really, really lucky on my part that the W hit both of them there. Talon absolutely failed jumping over that wall, and Gwen as well. She walked right into it, so that was really perfect. Your W is super strong, and if you can land it, it almost guarantees you the kill along with your ult. There we were just setting up for Dragon, and we went back to go pick up our Lichbane. We see that Gwen drops Herald mid. I go to try to save the tower because they have bounties, and I really want to try to deny everything possible. The best option probably would have been going to Dragon because she got the tower anyway, but we do pick up a kill, and our Renekton and Leona are able to get Dragon. Here we're just going to push out mid lane, and while the Nivea comes up, just take all the extra farm you can. Don't worry about your laners. After that, we end up taking Raptors, and we're going down to look for Scuttle. Here we have our team with us, so we're going down and getting red buff. You always want to be taking the enemy camps. We see the Gwen come, and we end up missing the smite, which is kind of embarrassing, but Gwen gets absolutely melted there by the Nivea stun, and we see the Talon here as well. I try to go after him, but we just end up throwing our Q, and he dies. And we see the Jinx. We want to get the triple kill. We know we can dive her under tower here. We have our ult, we have our Hextech Belt, E, Hextech Belt, Q. Auto attack, and it's pretty easy. I should have ulted immediately. I don't know why I did not. Slight mistake on my part. Again, we're just taking the enemy's camps. You want to deny as many camps as possible, because not only is that gold for you, that is gold taken away from them. So make sure when you're ahead like this in a game, you're doing everything you can to snowball that lead, and don't allow your opponent to come back at all. You don't want to give them anything, because the farther that you are ahead, the more that you can take, the more greedy you can be. So you really want to take advantage of that, and you shouldn't just be letting them farm their camps for free. Whenever you're so ahead like this and they're down to their second tier turret, or they're just their inhib turret, you want to be taking their jungle camps. Probably by around 20 minutes, you want to be farming their jungle camps and not your jungle camps. Letting your laners get your blue buff and red buff because you don't need them, because you're taking the enemies. Here there's a little team fight going down. We end up winning this quite easy. We're pretty far ahead at this point in the game. It's 11-35. It wasn't an absolute blowout, but it wasn't that close. Our team is just going to pick up a couple kills here. We have no mana, so we have to go back, and we'll come back to finish the game. Here we're just looking to end the game. The Malphite ults in to try to kill our Jhin, but he does not do any damage. We go in, try to one-shot the Talon. He ends up ulting and disappearing, but we find him here, we proto belt and finish him off. Dodge the Jax's stun, and Leona CCs him. We have to wait for our E here for the Jinx, but we go in. We end up missing our Q, which is very easy to do when you E and Q immediately, so you want to make sure you're holding that and hitting it. I was just being a little greedy. Our game's almost over, but yeah, there you go. I hope you guys liked it. Again, this was my first ever YouTube video where I've tried to talk over a gameplay of mine from my Twitch stream. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you like this kind of content, definitely leave a like and a follow. I will be making more. I play a lot of different other champions, so let me know if you want to see any other champions down in the comments below, and make sure to like and follow and hit those notifications so you can see any new videos that I've posted. There are some short clips that I've posted in the past. If you want to check those out, they'll be up on screen. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Have a great one.